Good evening and welcome to UMass Neurology Headline News. I'm Tony Izzo.
And I'm Jane Zhang. Here are tonight's top stories.
Conspiracy theorists in Honolulu were thrilled with what they believed was the first sighting of a Sasquatch on Oahu in mid-April. They were disappointed to find out, however, that it was just Dr. Jonathan Tisdale. The local Worcester economy took a hit in mid-March, when Jane Morris announced that she was leaving UMass. The alarm clock and diabetes worksheet industries, as well as the Seattle's best coffee stand, seem to have been hit the hardest, as residents will no longer be pre-rounding at 4 a.m. The aspirin and TPA sectors are also expected to suffer.
In other news, Dr. Nils Henninger made an announcement at a press conference earlier this week. He finally made it through a whole year without making any medical students cry or get into any other fights with attendings. When asked about other accomplishments, Nils said, "I am most proud of my wife, who is raising my wonderful kids, almost without my help, and is the core of our family. I am very proud of my kids, who despite many of my comments, I love very much. Of course, they might be so great because I am not there enough to screw them up."
Now let's take a break to look at the weather. Dr. Rivera, what does the forecast have in store for us here in Worcester?
The weather forecast for Worcester for the months of January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December is great skies and snow, with the occasional chance of a tornado. I hope you're all code orange ready. Back to you, Tony.
Thank you, Dr. Rivera, for such an accurate, succinct, abysmal weather forecast.
Some somber news tonight. We just learned that 2/3 of Worcester citizens are expected to go into pseudo-status when they learn of Dr. Narayanan's departure to Chicago this summer. About half of these patients are actually considering relocating to the Windy City. The local epilepsy monitoring unit has already started stocking up on benzodiazepines.
On a happier note, we are proud to announce the arrival of Zahir, Dr. Nabil Ahmad's first child into this world. We wish him all the best in the future.
We just received a news flash from our field office. Let's join Dr. John Sullivan live from the Guinness Book of World Records office in New York.
Thanks, Jane. I'm here with Harold W. Guinness himself, the founder of the world-famous Guinness Book of World Records. Rumor has it that you're introducing a brand new category to the book this year, and it has a special tie to UMass. Is that correct?
That's right, John. The Guinness Book of World Records is proud to announce a new award this year. Longest leave of medical absence for least crippling injury. The winner is Laurent Benedetti.
That is exciting news. This just in, apparently in celebration, Laurent has made Adina Godium cover all of his overnight call. Back to Jane and Tony at the news desk.
Thanks, John. I cannot say that I did not see that one coming. Now on to tonight's top story. An unprecedented number of residents resigned from the program this year. Reasons they gave for leaving include: too many 4 a.m. consults from Marie Mullen. Too many 3 a.m. questions from Veronica, Jody and Janina of 4 East. Too many tasks on all scripts that didn't actually belong to them. Too many calls from headache patients for narcotics, and borderline MS patients for who knows what, immediately at 5:05 p.m. when the call center closes. 2 out of 3 of the resigning residents will be missed. They are being replaced by a small army of PGY 2 and 3 residents. Program Director Dr. Ann Mitchell was not available for comments, but seemed visibly shaken for the majority of the year.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors. Hi. I'm an emergency room doctor and sometimes I get a patient with some neurologic symptom. Is it stroke, seizure, MS? I don't know, and I kind of don't care. That's why I've started prescribing Neurol. It has all the active ingredients to treat any neurologic emergency under the sun. It has TPA for stroke, Keppra for seizure, Solumetrol for an MS flare, and a gram of ceftriaxone for good measure. I finally feel like I can do something for my patients without having to wait 12 hours for a consult. Thanks to Neurol.
Possible side effects include flushing, nausea, brain hemorrhage, sudden death, femoral necrosis, tuberculosis, unexplained fever, unexplained rash, chocolate cravings, diarrhea, diabetes mellitus, diabetes insipidus, jaundice, St. Vitus dance, erectile dysfunction, family dysfunction, and seizure. Ask your doctor if Neurol is right for you, if you are not aphasic when you present.
Welcome back to our broadcast tonight. The neurology call room was devastated again this morning after Dr. Nabil Ali had been on call overnight. As you can see, the disarray is widespread with sheets on the floor and paper, food items scattered throughout. UMass officials have announced the state of emergency in the call room and have allocated funding for its repair. To the deep disappointment of the neurology residents, the funding does not have enough money for the much-needed couch they have been asking for since last year.
That's too bad. Our hearts go out to the poor neurology residents. On a lighter note, recently Dr. Kumar has happily announced he will be a new father in the near future. He also announced that his sugar mama, his wife, will officially retire after he starts his new job in New Jersey.
Are you frequently frustrated by the dizzying number of buttons on the projector controller? Or just simply cannot figure out how to output your presentation onto multiple displays? Many of you in the audience have experienced this conundrum at Noon Conference. In our Made Ridiculously Simple series, technology correspondent Dr. John Sullivan will interview our exceptionally tech-savvy graduate, Dr. Eugene Lin, to get the inside scoop on the secrets of making the projector work.
Welcome to the studio, Eugene. So, how is it that you can make everything work just the right way, and make it look so easy? Well, it's easy because I'm Asian, which gives me an automatic bonus when it comes to all things tech-related. How do you figure out which button to push when you want to turn on the projector? There are so many of them. Well, that depends. The projector is usually in sleep mode, which means both the yellow and green signal lights are lit, but once you turn it on, the green signal will make the red one disappear, and merge with the yellow signal, then all signals disappear. That's how you tell that the projector is on. I see, sounds quite confusing. There must be a simpler, more straightforward explanation. Now, Eugene, we have only 2 seconds left on the program. I have just a yes or no question to make it easier for our viewers. Is the on button red? Well, maybe, depending on who is giving the presentation and what you mean by red. I'm sorry, but we are out of time. In our next program of the Made Ridiculously Simple series, we will explore ways to keep the number of tasks you have on all scripts down. Back to you, Jane.
That was John Sullivan reporting. Hope our viewers got something useful out of that.
That's our broadcast for tonight. Here it is, your moment of Zen.
Happy graduation for you, happy graduation for you, happy graduation for you, happy graduation for you, thank